Good morning. I am going to be doing a little makeup tutorial today because it is fun and I haven't done one in a while. So I'm going to start off with my face routine. Oh my gracious, let me close on my uh, terrible closet, which looks awful. Actually, it doesn't, but just in that view, it really did. I am putting on, the first thing I'm putting on is a little serum. I love Philosophy products. I know I've mentioned them before, but I just feel like it's a treat for myself every day to use their products. They do have a little bit of a scent, but I find it very lovely, and it's just a treat, just a total treat. So I've got a serum on today. Then I'm going to be putting moisturizer. I use Renewed Hope in a jar. And I love the way it feels. So I always moisturize before I put on my makeup because I think one, it helps my skin feel better, but I think it's really important to moisturize because it helps your skin to stay young and happy. So I'm putting on a little eye cream here in my under eye area, and I pat it in. I've read that that's the best technique because it can help reduce puffiness. And, regardless of whether it works or not, it feels good. So there's that. Next, I'm going to be applying some foundation. It is kind of gloomy, so I'm going to go with a fun, full coverage, glamorous look today with red lipstick and kind of an old Hollywood glamour kind of look, which should go with my cobbled together hairstyle this morning. Just kidding. Switch that around. I'm using Revlon Color Stay Full Cover, which I really like. This is a matte foundation, and I just discovered this the other day. It reminds me of another full coverage foundation that I have, and I really like, called, it's from The Balm, and it's called Whipped. Oh my gosh, Ashley, what the heck? It is... Let me look at it so that I'm not just misleading you. But this foundation kind of behaves a lot like that foundation, and it's a full coverage foundation. Theoretically, I don't know if I necessarily need full coverage, but sometimes I just like the look of it because it has a little bit more glamorous feel to it. And I'm just wetting my my little Real Techniques blender, my little Real Techniques beauty sponge, which I like. It looks like a little orange egg that's pointy and flat on one end. So, and unfortunately my sink is taking forever to produce some warm water, and it's much more pleasant, I gotta say, to put on some warm water to wet your beauty sponge here. I think that's the generic term, is a beauty sponge. And I am going to be using another mirror because it is really hard for me to use A, my camera, or B, the huge mirror in front of me. So I'm going to be using a little makeup compact mirror. I'm really excited because my husband is redoing and finishing our basement, which is going to be great. And even though I absolutely detest home improvement projects, just for completely selfish and awful reasons, I am no good at, well, I have no experience and am therefore no good at building or constructing things, but they also create a lot of mess and chaos in a space, so that stresses me out. Does that stress anyone else out? The chaos of a construction project? And I know it's extremely unhip to say that because I feel like there's nothing bad about home construction. It's a great idea. I think that can-do attitude is great. And they have all those TV shows that are home improvement TV shows, but I hate it. At any rate, this is all connected. In this downstairs area, my husband is going to be adding a bathroom, and the bathroom is going to have a nice vanity space for me and for my makeup. So that's exciting. He is so kind to me. And I have no skills, so I can't be kind to myself in any kind of any kind of home improvement project. I am using Makeup Revolution, which is a great brand, and this is a under eye concealer called Conceal and Define. And I am using the color, oh my gosh, I have no idea. Hold on. I should find out. C4. And I just kind of took a chance on this because I ordered this online, and I love the color. It's a great color, and I'm putting teeny little dots all down the front here. The front, that's not the word I wanted. I'm putting it all down on the darkest part of my eye. And then I'm going to use a little brush to blend that in. Even though I look pale as a ghost, you can see I've put little like dots. And I'm using this little dry brush to actually kind of buff that in, swoop and kind of buff, so that you can't see the product anymore. And I do find this does a pretty good job. If you've seen any of my other videos, you know that I have a constant problem with under eye concealers. Because I feel like I smile a lot, and so I always have little wrinkles underneath my eyes no matter what I do to my concealer. And B, because I feel like sometimes people overuse them and they try to hide, completely hide what is just natural for someone of my skin color, kind of this darker part underneath your eye, and I just feel like, why bother completely hiding it? But a little disguising it, or subduing it, reining it in, is good because it helps you feel a little more glamorous, and you don't look as tired. I also have some, it's not terrible, but I just have a little bit of acne. I don't know if I should call it that serious a word, but I have a little bit of I have some breakouts down here, which I usually do, especially given hormonal changes or anything like that. So certain times of the month, I definitely have those little breakouts down there. So I'm putting some more of that concealer down there, and this kind of tickles just a bit. So there, and I love this. I just love this foundation. I think it looks good. I look all completely one color, which I'm not going to stay. I'm not going to stay that same one color. All right, now for fun, I'm going to use a little of this. Oh, this is the cutest thing. This is just so cute. Look how cute this is. It's a little Makeup Revolution, and it's some powder. And this is luxury baking powder, which I'm going to put on my under eyes. And this is the color Lace, because I'm the color of lace. And I'm going to use this still damp, my little sponge here, and I'm going to put this little powder, which does have a little bit of a color to it, on my under eye area. And I should be using that other little mirror, but of course I'm just going to go bravely into the universe at this time. So there, I'm putting that in there. Ta-da! Okay. And then with another little brush that is kind of a good size for this little cap, I did just pour a little bit into this cap. I'm just going to put a little of this, the rest of my face. One, I love the feeling of brush all over my face, so I just like the excuse to do this. I'm not even sure it does anything, but I love it. It just makes me feel glamorous, and I love to feel glamorous. Okay, great. So now I have a, my face is done in terms of foundation. And what I'm going to do now is a little bit of blush. And I absolutely love blush, and I can't wait to show you what I'm going to do. So I purchased one of these, a magnetized palette. This is from the brand ColourPop. And I purchased a bunch of little individual eyeshadows. They were all on sale. And then, accidentally, 2 of my blushes popped out of their containers, and I put little metal tins in here. So now I have this whole face palette that I can move around if I want to. These are just magnetized in there. And the blush that I'm using is from The Balm, and it is the color Argyle. And it is like this kind of hot pink, soft matte blush. And I'm just going to put this on my whole cheeky areas here. Yay! I do love putting on blush. If you are not feeling well, or you're feeling just a little sad. I think blush just, oh, it just adds this kind of like a youthful, happy sweetness to your face. And I love these. It's an in-stain blush. That's the kind of blush it is in the color Argyle by the company The Balm. And it lasts for a long time because blush can kind of pop off. You know, I don't know, brush off or fluff off or something like that. But I think this is nice. Great. There, see a little blush? I think that looks really nice. And then I'm going to use a little highlight, and I have never quite, I can never quite nail this down, highlighting, but I just love it. This is another Makeup Revolution product, and though you cannot tell from the lighting of this camera, there are 3 different colors in here. This is pink, and this is kind of a yellow color, and that is kind of a greeny white. And I'm just going to take my finger a little on this pinkish color, and I'm going to put a little bit of highlight. So you can see that gives a little shine. I'm not supposed to say that word, I don't think, because it just sounds like it looks oily, but it doesn't. It just looks glowing and kind of luminous. And there are lots of ways that you can do that. But I like to use my, I used to like to use my finger on a little powdered product. And then I think that looks really good. Just kind of sweet. I'm also going to use just a touch of bronzer because I do look a little pale today. Have you ever noticed that on kind of rainy days, you feel more pale than you did on a sunny day? I don't know why that is. I am a pale person, though, I have to say. I fear the sun. I've probably mentioned that before. I have, for as long as I can remember, not enjoyed the sun. In fact, I get teased, not in a bad way, but by my family. I did find out that I was maligned by my family, and they were using me as the butt of their jokes when I was not present, and they were joking about how I wasn't around for a little, I was otherwise occupied, but they went on a little vacation, and on the vacation, my sisters were teasing me by saying, oh, they didn't have to use sunscreen because I wasn't around, to remind them. So mean. So mean. All right, now I'm going to do eyes, and like I said, I'm going to try to do kind of a glamorous look today, old Hollywood glamour, if I can be bold enough to say that that's the look I'm going to try. And I have sweet little brushes to do that with. These are Real Techniques brushes, and they are kind of slanted, which I love. These are called Instapop, and I'm going to use my Too Faced Natural Matte palette to do some of the colors for this look. So I'm going to use the color Cashmere Bunny, which is probably one of the eyeshadows that I use the most frequently ever in my life. I always kind of start with a color like this, and I put it along in the crease of my eye, and I use the slanted end, not the flat end, but this slanted end to kind of put it closely in that little rainbow shape. And a lot on the edges. So, and again, the color is called Cashmere Bunny, and this is from their Natural Matte palette. Cashmere Bunny. Now, this is what's weird about that. Isn't cashmere goat fur? Yeah, isn't it? I mean, I think cashmere is, am I wrong? Is cashmere goat or is cashmere rabbit? What's rabbit? Don't you make yarn and stuff? Cashmere. I gotta ask my cousin Jesme, who does a lot with fabrics and knitting and stuff like that. But why do I feel like cashmere is bunnies? I mean, not bunnies, but goats. Angora. Isn't Angora bunnies and cashmere is goats? So cashmere bunny is sort of, not an oxymoron, but just kind of wrong. All right, so that's what I'm going to use there. And then I am going to use some from my palette that I created for myself from ColourPop, and I'm going to use the color Roundhouse, which always I think of Roundhouse Kicks, which makes me laugh. And because I don't feel like you'd want to equate Roundhouse Kicks with your makeup. I don't know. So I'm going to use a little bit of that color Roundhouse, which is an extremely dark, it's like a blackish brown, kind of, and almost kind of purpley at the same time. Is that possible? Okay, and I'm going to use that. I'm going to put some of that Roundhouse color right here on this little corner part of my eye. I want to fill that in there. Am I wrong about the cashmere thing? Do you ever have little bits of knowledge that float around in your head? And if you didn't have the internet, you would take so long thinking about it. I feel like the internet has helped me answer questions that I have regarding half knowledge. It's helped me to answer some of those questions more quickly. So I feel like the internet saves me a bunch of time. Of course, I mean, there's a ton on there that's not true, obviously. Content created by folks. But I feel like I could get a solid answer to this cashmere question. And maybe the color is designed to be funny. Like, you're supposed to notice that it's an oxymoron. Too Faced has sort of funny / naughty color names, which I sort of appreciate on one sense, but I also really do like nice and friendly color names too. I can go both ways depending on my mood. Now I'm just going to make these two sides look the same because I have made one side a little darker than the other, which happens to me a lot. So I'm again just kind of working a shape that's in the outer corner, creating kind of a little bit of a dramatic eye shape. All right, so I think you can see that. And again, the lighting here is abysmal, but I wanted to not have that stop me from making an eye makeup tutorial for everybody because I think it's so fun to do them, and I just want to keep doing it. So I'm just buffing this out a little bit on the very edges, and then I'm gonna put a very sparkly color in the very center, and that I'm gonna use this little palette for. This is from Lorac, and it's their Venice Beach palette. Everything in here is very, very shimmery, and I'm going to use the color Boho Beauty, which I am not in any way a boho beauty. I don't know what that means, but I feel beautiful. I think it would be awesome to be a boho beauty. Is that an area? Boho? Like Soho? I'm guessing. Or does it mean bohemian? Is Bohemia an area? I don't know in Venice Beach. I really just don't know. Now this color is a shimmery, almost an apricot-y ivory color. And it's shimmery. It looks kind of like a dim, sad yellow in this camera, but that's not the color it really is. So I have 3 eye colors on. This is shimmery on the very top, and then I have a dark rainbow that I kind of made darker with another color. 2 browns, and then a shimmer right in the middle. Okay. That would be it for eyes if I was not doing some liquid liner. Now here is where everything is going to melt down, folks, because I am going to try to do some liquid liner for you now, which I can usually do, but may come to a screeching halt. I'm going to use Revlon Color Stay liquid liner in brown. And the reason I'm not using black is because I find that the blackish brown looks a little better on me. Maybe because I am fair and I have lighter hair and my eyebrows are so... Okay, I can't talk for just a moment. Okay, I've got over the scariest part of the eyeliner operation. So I do makeup for my nieces a lot. They're very nice and they tolerate me trying new little things out on them. And I have a niece who is 5. and all she ever wants is like the happiest thing in the world, makeup related for her, is liquid liner. She just loves it. And so what she really wants is lipstick and liquid liner, and that's really all she ever wants. And she doesn't want eyeshadow. So funny. So she's so sweet. But what she always says to me is, Auntie, make sure it's the same. And it's really funny to me because as if I try to make it look different, except that it's so hard to make it look the same. So I'm always like, I will try. So, if I had any tricks or advice, which I don't really have, for liquid liner, I would say you just have to practice. You just have to keep trying and do it when you don't need to, so that you can take it off if it ends up looking really bad. Because what often happens is it starts to look different. So again, I have a little wing on this side. I'm going to try to make it look the same on the other side. But it's very hard. To make it look the same. So you have to try to do it when you don't need to, so that you can get good at it. And I say that all telling you that I would not consider myself good at it. Okay. I'm going to let that dry. I have screwed up a little bit, but overall it's okay. But there's a little, like, I've got a double wing going on here, but I'm going to let that dry, and I'm going to go in with a little makeup remover and Q-tip. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is put on some mascara, and then I'm going to do some red lips for you. And the mascara that I'm going to use is Voluminous. This is L'Oreal Voluminous. And it is, I really like this mascara, but I don't really have, as you can see, I have pale eyelashes. They're not blonde. This is making it exaggerating my blondness here, the lighting. But I'm going to curl them here and then put this on. I have lightish eyelashes, and I have yet to find a mascara that makes my eyelashes look like I have fake eyelashes on. And that's totally okay. That's the way my eyes are. That is just the way they are. I'm going to use this mirror again because I keep forgetting. I keep closing it up. Okay. All right. There, that looks cool. Now I'm going to switch and do the other eye. So I would also say curl your eyes and then put on mascara. Don't curl your lashes both sides and then put mascara on both of them. Like curl each eyelash, each eye, curl the lashes on each eye and put mascara on each eye individually. And I hold it for a little longer than I think. I also got a new eyelash curler a while ago because I think I'd had one for like years, which is sad. And it really made a huge difference. So, I don't know what the lifespan is on them, but it's definitely shorter than I had the lifespan pegged at initially. Okay, so mascara. And I'm going to do some underneath mascara too. Some lower lash mascara. There, that's looking pretty cool, if I do say so myself. I'm going to also put a little bit of, I'm going to put a little eyeshadow underneath on my lower lash line here. And I'm going to use this little palette because I'm holding it. I'm going to use the color Chill Vibes, which is a taupe, kind of a taupe brown kind of color. And I'm keeping my eyes neutral because I'm going to do red lipstick for you. I love wearing red lipstick. I feel like everybody looks good in red lipstick. You just need to find your right shade. And something I'm realizing I kind of need to do here as I look at myself is, I say need, you know what I mean. Something I would like to do now that I'm looking at myself is do a my eyebrows. So I'm just gonna fill them in. I like to do this. It's like a new fun step for me, and it just darkens up my eyebrows. They just look a little pale sometimes these days as I get a little older. And I just think it helps them look a little polished, especially since I'm doing this kind of old Hollywood glamour look. I want to make sure I kind of color them in. This is the color Blonde. This is Revlon Color Stay. Wow, I'm just rocking the Color Stay here today. And that's my eyebrows. You can see they're not darker, filled in a little bit. The hairstyle is making this look so funny. Okay, great. Now I am going to do some red lipstick. Now, like I said, I love red lipstick. If you have not found your best red, I go out, have fun, like concentrate on finding that good red for you. I am going to use Bite. That's the brand of lipstick. It is great. That, and I have to say, if you're willing to throw down a little on lipstick, you will not regret it. I'm going to use their lip pencil to line my lips, and then I'm going to use the color Gazpacho. And I have just a little sample of this. Not sample, but a little mini size, which I think is fun for lipsticks because there aren't that many that you're going to go totally through. So it's fun to have a smaller one. It fits nicely in your purse, and then you have it. You know, you don't have to commit to a marriage of lipstick. This color is, sorry, this is the lip pencil is number 78. It doesn't have a name. But this is just a typical lip pencil. So Bite, as I started to say, I found Bite brand at Sephora. I thought it was kind of cute. It has this sort of minimalist look to it. And it's one of those lipsticks that barely feels like you're wearing lipstick, but the color is awesome. So right now I'm lining, and you can see that I filled in a bit into my lips too. And the reason I did that is just I feel like it helps the lipstick color last even longer if you fill in a little bit with your lips. So here's the color Gazpacho. Look how sweet that is. It's like the teeniest little thing. And it is really smooth, so it goes on without tugging, and hold on. Yeah, it goes on without tugging, which helps you apply it nicely. Oh, and it just lasts so well. You can eat, I wore this a whole day. I had meetings, I had lunch, I had coffee, blah, 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 and it lasted so nicely. I just applied it one other time in the day. So it was fantastic. I just love it. Okay, so here we go. So I know I'm wearing this kind of lumpy, funny fleece, but there is my red. Aw, Ashley. Just kind of did that a little bit weird, but. So there's my kind of glamorous look. Like I said, I'm just going to go in once this fully dries. I'm just going to take a little Q-tip and get rid of that. But so there we have it. Thanks for watching. Hope you learned a little bit of something, and hope you please get some red lipstick. You're going to feel like $1,000,000.